Hello, Honors Algebra. Mr. Lawrence here with your lesson for this morning, Friday, February 17th. Hopefully you guys are doing your homework. Hopefully the president has already brought up the homework that you need to do for tonight, and you've checked the homework. If you haven't done it, go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, and we're going to back up a little bit here because remember on the test we had a little bit of a difficult time with some problems that look like this. And so we're going to work on it. Let's say we have 27x to the 5th, y to the 6th, z to the negative 8th, and we're going to put that over 18x to the negative 2nd, y to the 3rd, z to the 5th. And then we're going to multiply that by, let's go with, say, 16 x to the 8th, y to the 4th, z to the 1st, and we'll put that over, sorry, there seems to be a hair on my screen. Okay, we're going to put that over, let me see, 12 x to the negative 3rd, y to the 6th, z to the negative 7th. Okay, so remember, when we do a problem like this, it's really easy. It's a little bit long, but it's really easy. First thing I'm going to do is in each quantity, I'm going to simplify as much as I can. I know that 9 goes into both of these, and it'll go into there 3 times and into the 18 twice. So my new fraction will have a 3 over a 2. Okay, I know this x to the negative 2nd will have to go upstairs and become a positive, so in my numerator I'm going to have x to the 7th. Here, I have y to the 6th over y to the 3rd. Well, that's going to leave me with a y to the 3rd in the numerator. The z to the negative 8th, it needs to go downstairs. It'll become z to the positive 8th, giving me a z to the 13th in the denominator. Okay, make sure you understand. If you don't, raise your hand and ask the sub to pause, and somebody in class can explain how I got all of that. Okay, so let's look at the second quantity now. We'll go ahead and simplify that is, divide both by 4, and we'll get 4/3. So in the second quantity, I'm going to have a 4 in my numerator and a 3 in the denominator. All right, this x to the negative 3rd will move upstairs. So I'll get x to the 11th power. I have y to the 4th over y to the 6th. Y to the 4th over y to the 6th. That'll simplify to y squared, and that'll be in the denominator. All right, this one, z to the negative 7th, will send him upstairs. He'll become a z to the positive 7th. There's a z to the 1st up there, so I'll get a z to the positive 8th in my numerator. Okay, so the two quantities are simplified as much as they can be. Now, before I multiply, I'm going to look to simplify diagonally. Okay, I'm going to look upstairs and downstairs in each fraction. And the first thing I'm going to notice is that I have a 3 here and a 3 there. Those 3's can cancel out, simplify down to 1. I notice that I have a 2 here and a 4 in that numerator. I can divide them both by 2. And so my new numerator, whenever I'm done, will have a 2 in the numerator. The lead coefficient, which I probably won't even write down, will be a 1 in the denominator. I probably won't even write it down. Okay. Let me see here. I have x to the 7th in this numerator. I have nothing downstairs, no x's downstairs, that is. So my x to the 7th and the x to the 11th are going to multiply, giving me x to the 18th. Because I have 7 x's being multiplied, I have 11 more x's being multiplied. Altogether, I have 18 x's being multiplied. All right, now I'm going to look at the y's. I have a y cubed in the numerator, a y squared in the denominator. That would look like this. And that will simplify to a plain old y in my numerator. I have a z to the 8th in the numerator and a z to the 13th in the denominator. Easy for me to say. And that would simplify down to a z to the 5th in my denominator, and I am done. Okay, let's walk through one more example, and then we'll turn you guys loose on one, and then you can go ahead and start the homework. Hold on one second while I bring it up. Okay, there's the new problem. Again, I'm going to start inside the quantities for both of them. I'm going to divide by 4 here and here, and I'm going to get a 5. And then I'm going to get, oops, not a 4, a 3. Right? Let me see if I can get rid of that simply and neatly. There we go. And I'll get a 3 there. Okay. These guys are going to switch places. Change their exponent signs, and it'll be like x to the 8th over x to the 4th. So in my numerator, I'm going to have an x to the 4th. So it's going to look like this. My y to the 8th is going to stay put. He's not going to simplify with anybody. And then I'm going to get a z cubed in the numerator. I'm going to leave that over 1 for right now. And I know that's to the negative first. Now, I know the negative exponent means to use the reciprocal, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it, the entire thing. And now it's just to the first power, and I don't need to put the exponent there. I'll be ready to multiply that soon. All right, so I'm going to divide this by, I'm going over into the second quantity now. I'm going to divide both the 10 and the 24 by 2, and I'm going to end up with 5 and 12. So my new fraction, 5 in the numerator, 12 in the denominator. This will go upstairs, and I'll get an x to the 7th. This will go downstairs and get a y to the 4th. Okay, here I'll get a z squared, and that'll be in the numerator. Now this is to the negative second power. I'm going to need to square everything, but then also flip the fraction at the same time. So I'm going to square 5, but I'll send it downstairs, 25. Why? Because there's a negative 2 there. X to the 7th squared is x to the 14th, but it'll be in the denominator. Z squared will be z to the 4th, again, in the denominator. 12 squared would be 144. Ooh, that's gross. It'll be in the numerator. Y to the 4th squared will be y to the 8th, but it will be in the numerator. And now I'm ready to simplify diagonally. So I'm going to look here, and I know that 3 goes into 144. I don't know how many times off the top of my head, but I know it goes in because 1 plus 4 is 9, and 3 goes into 9, so therefore 3 goes into 144. So it's not going to go 5 times, it's going to go 4. It looks like it's going to go 48 times, so that's going to turn into 48. So my final answer will have a 48 in the numerator. All right, I have a y to the 8th and a y to the 8th. Those will cancel. The x's won't cancel, they'll multiply. X to the 4th times x to the 14th will be x to the 18th. Z to the 3rd, z to the 4th, that'll be z to the 7th. And there you go. Okay, why don't you go ahead and try this problem. You can go ahead and pause it, and then when everybody has a solution, the sub can go ahead and unpause it, or the president. Of course, it's okay for Zach or Spencer to be running the smartboard now. So go ahead and pause it until you're ready to see my solution. If you're watching at this point, I'm assuming you're ready to see my solution. So I'll start off in the quantities, and I'll divide each of these by 2, and I'll get what? 18 over 7. Right? These will completely cancel because a number divided by itself is 1, except for 0, a non-zero number. This will go upstairs, become a y to the 13th upstairs, and then this will cancel with that, leaving me a z to the 1st. All right, now I know I have the negative second power. I'm going to go ahead and flip it, and then I'll square everything. So I'm going to have 7, and then nothing else in my numerator. My denominator will be 18. The x's are gone. I'll have a y to the 13th, and then I'll have a z, and I have to still square that. Okay, I can go ahead and square it, and I'll get 49 in my numerator, and my denominator will have a y to the 26th and a z to the 2nd. And 18 times 18, I think, is 324 last time I checked. You can go ahead and verify that for me. 18, 18, I'm going to get 4, carry the 6, 8 and 8 is 16, and 16 and 6 is 2. And I'll carry the 2, and I'll get 1 times 1, and yeah, there we go, 324. I like that a lot. All right, very good. Now I'll come over here, and I will simplify in here, and I don't see a common factor. I'm thinking 1 goes in, but that doesn't do me any good. 7 will work, in the 49, but not in the 24, 3 and 8 and 4 and 6. No, so those aren't going to simplify anymore. I know that this x will cancel with one of those, leaving me an x to the 5th in the denominator. This guy will go up, this guy will go down, and I'll have y to the 5th over y cubed, and that will leave me a y squared in my numerator. All right, I've got 10 z's in my numerator, 12 in the denominator. Those will cancel. This will become a 2. Now the fraction, or the fraction won't flip because my exponent on the 2 is positive. So I'll have 24 y squared, and that'll be over 49 x to the 5th z to the 2nd. All right, that needs to be squared, of course. And when I square it, oh, Mr. Lawrence, you picked some lovely numbers, I must say. Well, let's see, 24 squared and 24 squared. Oh, it's something like 576. I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see here. It's going to end in 4. It's going to be 8, and 8 is 16. I carried the 1 from the 16 there, so that's going to be 17. And I'll carry another 1, 4, 5. So 576. So that was good. My memory is not that bad. 576 in that numerator. And then I'll have a y to the 4th. In the denominator, I'll have a z to the 4th, an x to the 10th. Okay. And I'll have 49 squared. Now, it should be an easy way to do this, but I'm drawing a blank on it, so let's go ahead and do it this way. That'll be 81. I'll carry the 8. 36 and 36 is 72. 72 and 8 is 80. I'll carry an 8 again. That's 16 and 8, which should be 24. 2,401. All right. Now, let's see here. Ooh, this is getting ugly. Well, this y to the 26 and the y to the 4th will cancel, leaving me with my denominator to have a y to the 22nd power. All right, the z's won't cancel. They'll combine, give me a z to the 6th in my denominator. And the x's won't cancel. There's no x's in the first quantity. And I think that says 10th, so I'll have an x to the 10th. So all I have to do, and I'll leave that there for a minute, is figure out how my coefficients will divide. And I have, what, 49 over 324 times 576 over 2401. Well, that's really ugly. So I'll go ahead and use my calculator, and I have a suspicion that 7's going to go in here 7 times, and it's going to go into here 343 times. Now, I'm going to try and divide that 343 by 7 again, and sure enough, it goes in 49 times. Okay, maybe you saw that on your own. Maybe you saw that 49 went into 2401. I don't know. I didn't see it on my own. I picked 7. All right, now here, 576, 324. I'm going to try 576 by 18. 576 divided by 18. Yep, and it goes 32 times. Okay, 324. I did 18 squared, I believe, to get that answer, so that's 18. All right, so right now I have these fractions. I have 1 over 18 times 32 over 49. 32 over 49. And I'm noticing that I can still simplify this way. Both divide by 2, so that'll be 16. And that'll be 9. I don't believe I have anything else that'll simplify. I don't believe 16 and 49 have any common factors. So back to my answer here, I'll have a 16 in the numerator, and my denominator will be 9 times 49. Well, 10 times 49 would be 490. This would be 149 left, so 490 minus 49 would be 441, I believe, and that should be in my denominator. And I'll just double check my math. 9 times 49, and sure enough, it's 441. So there is your simplified answer. Okay, that being said, the rest of the time is yours to get the homework done. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you on Tuesday. I hope you have a great long weekend. Goodbye.